On this video, again July the 23rd, 2020, we have an ISOVLCL-2. This board is configured as a standard for standard current and voltage feedback and standard current and voltage command. The board used at Neeltran, it's configured for 0 to 10 volts of voltage feedback and 0 to 10 volts of, I think it's 0 to 6 volts of current feedback. So we're going to show this on this board. We have a 6100 board in here. We have our ISO, and the ISO now it's working. We are going to show you first that we have the 50 millivolts of feedback going between positions 3 and 4, 50 millivolts of J1, and then Tony now is going to check for the voltage feedback across J1 positions 1 and 4, and that's 3.65, not the quiet 4 volts, but that's enough to get us the full output. The AC input firing the 6 SCRs and this 6 pulse rectifier is 244 volts AC. The rectified and control output is 320 volts DC on this particular setup. Under normal operating conditions, only we have the current LED on, current limit, the green LED. And what we're going to show is a couple of test points that show you, that give you information on the board. The first one we're going to do is test point 1, TP1. In TP1, it's the current, and that is 2 volts, normally 2 volts when we have the 50 millivolts. So that's acceptable. Then we're going to go to test point 4, which is going to give us the voltage feedback. So again, because we don't have quiet 4 volts, but 3.65, we have about 3.8. Again, your board has been configured so that for that feedback you're going to get similar readings. Here we're using 0 to 4, yours are reading 0 to 10. The next one, test point that we're going to do is the board is working okay. We're going to go to test point 2, to the output of the overcurrent comparator, and we are high. Now I'm going to ask Tony to use the current trip potentiometer, which by the way we started with all the potentiometers to a 100% position, and Tony's going to slowly come down until that signal high, it's coming now to low. Got it, Tony?
Yeah, it's tripped.
Right, it's tripped already. And that's fine. You've already tripped your. Yeah. And at this point, go ahead and keep it just tripped. Now, if we lower the current trip threshold, the unit is tripped. The output is high, but now the DC output, it's not 317 volts anymore. It's only 4 volts. And now we show here out of J2 that we have a current trip. This is as a function, that's the output of TP2, and that is TP1 being compared against the threshold on U3 on U10 position 3, which is the potentiometer. So I'm going to ask Tony to bring that back again. If you recall, can you show me what TP1 is, Tony? All right, it's 0.27. All right, go ahead and start increasing the. And once Tony clears that over current condition, the board will clear. At this point, you have to reset it, right?
Yeah, we don't have the auto reset.
Okay, so we have to reset it here. It's reset, and this might be one of the things that you're missing, an auto reset. Now, once he reset it, we're back to 1.97, and if we were to measure this threshold, we will know that when the threshold is above 1.97, everything works. When we drop it below 1.97, we have an overcurrent trip condition. So that's can we do the same thing with the voltage trip, Tony? Okay, there you go. So now we got the over voltage trip. We are down to 6 volts. And again, Tony, you want to bring it back again? Again, this is what I think it's the problem with Neeltron. Once you bring it up again, now you have to hold on, Tony. Even though you're 100 now.
It's
You're there. See, nothing happens, and you think nothing has happened. Oh, it's all right, Tony. Yeah. So, Tony, it's up again. So what we have to do is we have to do a reset. And reset, it's a momentarily push button on J2 between the reset terminal and common. So now we're up and running again. Now the last thing, the next thing that I'm going to do is I'm going to ask Tony to use the voltage and current limit one at a time. Which one are you doing, Tony? Voltage limit, you're at 100, and then now Tony's going to start coming down, and he is coming down on the voltage, and he can basically set it anywhere in between. Do me a favor, Tony, can you stop at 275 volts, just for as an arbitrary value. This is all with the voltage limit command, while keeping the current command, the current limit at a maximum. That's fine. Now let's go ahead and do the current limit. And again, we could monitor the voltage or the current, but normally we monitor the current. And right now, because the voltage was set at a high, hold on right there, Tony. Because the voltage was set so high and the current, now the voltage was set lower, he had to come down with the current to make sure that the threshold of the current limit is lower than that of the voltage limit. And now he can control again both voltage and current and keep it to whatever setting it is. So I think the issue here is that the board at Neeltran does not have the reset, the manual reset or the auto reset, and we're going to verify that in a minute. This is the end of this video.